So we're here at USA MedBed Hospital Direct Medical. We're looking at the Hillrom P1840 TotalCare Bariatric Sport Bed. And the 1840 bed is a very popular hospital bed. You can actually see here on the mattress that it's got the nanotechnology with the smart silver. Silver is basically antimicrobial. So what that means is it prevents germs and bacteria and things from growing on it. And this particular bed is 40 inches wide. Now, normal hospital beds are 36 inches. We've got the Hillrom Progressive bed here right next to us. All hospital beds, in fact, all these hospital beds, VersaCare, Secure, actually even the home care beds. I just did a video on home care, and you can honestly see the difference between a home care bed and a real hospital bed, which was the point of that video. But all hospital beds are 36. So when you get to the TotalCare with the 1840 bed, we're going from a 36-inch to a 40-inch width for sleep surface. So basically, this particular bed has a patient mattress capacity of 500 pounds. So when you're dealing with the progressive beds and, well, primarily with the sport bed, which is what this bed frame is a TotalCare sport bed frame, those have a 350 pound mattress capacity. So not only is the mattress going to be a little bit wider, it has a larger patient weight capacity. Now, the bed right now is doing something called lateral rotation. Lateral rotation in common terms, it would just be referred to as patient turning. So what it's doing right now is it's rotating the person, and it's set to rotate every 18 minutes or every 20 minutes. And what we do when we send the beds out, they go through this certification process where we run them usually for at least 1 or 2 days. We'll run them for 1 or 2 days to make sure that there's no error codes in them. And they go through a full sort of refurbishing process. Now, with this particular bed, there's stepper motors, valves. There's a lot of little things that we are going to go into and replace before the bed goes out. And that's going to be in an effort to prevent any problems from happening with the bed. Since this particular bed does work with some hydraulics, it's a mixture of hydraulics and also electric. Now, we have a chair position right here. I'm going to put it in the chair position. This is one of the things about this bed. In fact, while I've got the bed high, let's just go into therapy. So what we're going to do, let's stop the therapies. Let's show everybody what the, yes, I'm done. I want to show everybody what the features are. Now, when you get into therapy, you have rotation, which we were just doing, which is the patient turning. And then you also have the percussion vibration, which basically means that this bed is classified as a pulmonary bed, meaning that it's going to help thump the lungs. It's basically going to help thump the lungs. I'll go ahead and start it just so you can kind of see how that works. And so I'm starting it, and what's going to prepare it. But this part here, you're going to hear it. It's going to start thumping here in about a minute. And so basically what it's doing is it's replicating what a respiratory therapist would do in a hospital, which is basically helping pat the lungs, which breaks up upper respiratory congestion and helps move the fluids through and out of the lungs. And so there's really only 2 beds that do it. It's going to be a sport bed, and it's going to be the Hillrom Progressive bed right here, which is basically, the Progressive is a newer version of the sport. But this is not only just a sport bed, this is a sport bed which is an 1840, not a P1900. So this is actually the 40-inch with the TotalCare Sport 2, which is the P1900. Let's go ahead and stop that. Yes, we're done. The Sport 2 is basically the 36-inch version. Did I stop that? In progress. Okay. So this is the 1840 bed right here. So, you know, I talk to people on the phone every day. It's actually nice when I can just turn on the camera because I can actually show you things with the bed itself that are going to make it a little bit easier to kind of visually see what I'm talking about. So we just looked at the percussion vibration. We just looked at the lateral rotation. The other thing about it that I really like is it's super easy to use. You know, I mean, it really doesn't take much to really operate the bed and understand how to work it. Now you're going to see here, it's going to start going into a chair position, and you're going to notice it's going to start to kind of tilt back a little bit, meaning, see how it's going to tilt back? just a hair. You see the kind of feet are going up, and I'm going to just stop it in that position. Why is it doing that? It's doing that because it never wants the person to be too far forward, and it's doing it for safety precautions. Now, the other thing is, as I hit the button, you want to hold this button down the entire time. And the reason being, now, as we start moving this bed into a chair, certain parts, like the section right down here and the feet, they're going to start deflating because they're going to actually encompass so that the person sits deeply into the mattress, and it protects them for safety reasons. Once again, you can see how it's kind of sitting back. It's never really going to pitch the bed forward at all until it gets finally down in. And you're going to see this is the only bed where this section right here is going to go at a 90-degree angle. In fact, for anybody that has this bed that's using this as an instructional video, this needs to come off when the bed goes into chair because it's a safety precaution. Super easy to remove just on pegs, as you can see. But we're going to get an alarm code if I don't take that off. So we'll just take it off ahead of time. So now the bed's going to go fully into a chair position. And so the other thing that it has, you can see right here. Now for people that are cardiac patients, you can see what it's going to do is it's going to tell me what degree the head angle is at. But for people that have cardiac or heart issues, they usually have to be at a 30-degree angle. So now what's happening, you can see it's gone fully into a chair. Now as I hold it down further, it's going to start dropping it down to the floor. And see, what happens is that as the mattress deflates, the bed, oop, get this out of the way. Here we go. The mattress, as the mattress deflates, then the bed sort of catches up and goes with it. Now we've got it all set up. Chair position reached. And so this is what really makes this bed special, is the fact that it goes fully into a chair position. Now, it's the mattress features as well. If you have pulmonary and you have to have a pulmonary feature, really you've only got a sport bed and a progressive bed. This bed right here, brand new, $82,000. This bed right here, when it came out, was $42,000, and you still had to get the modules, which if you look back here, these are modules. This little piece here flops down, and these are almost like batteries, but you've got a percussion, vibration, a rotation, and a low air loss. So, and this window was always open. There was never anything that went in there. But when you bought the bed, it did not come with the modules. So then you still had to get the modules, which when they were brand new were basically about 15 grand. So this bed, brand new, going out the door, was over $50,000. We sell them refurbished, and so obviously they're nowhere close to that now. But when you buy the bed from us, it's always going to have the modules. We're never going to sell that bed without the modules because you don't get any functionality out of the mattress. Low air loss. Real quick, what is low air loss? Low air loss is basically, this bed has air bladders. You can see now they've deflated so that the person can sit, and it's still cushy, and it has foam in there too, so it's not like you're on the frame, but it's nice and soft. It's going to be easy to get out. Low air loss is basically those air bladders have little tiny holes in them, and those little tiny holes release air, and the release of that air basically circulates over the mattress or underneath it and through the mattress, and what that does is it whisks away moisture from the patient. So a person who's in bed all the time gets a lot of moisture, gets heat buildup. The low air loss runs that air over the surface of the mattress, and that keeps the person dry. And for people that have bed sores, those areas have a lot of moisture around them. So the low air loss is also going to be used to help dry up bed sores. So if people hear the term low air loss, you know, that's basically what it is little air bladders in the bed are releasing air, and it keeps the motor running, but it also keeps the person dry. So that is a feature that's also very important for prevention of bed sores, and also for treating bed sores if somebody in the family or somebody that's using the bed has those. So this is the Hillrom 1840. You could call it a sport bed. It technically is the 1840 sport bed. the bariatric version of the sport bed. And here with our company, we sell these. We have locations in San Diego, California, Richmond, Virginia, Cincinnati, Ohio. So if you're looking for a refurbished hospital bed, we basically sell all the best models. We've got the VersaCares back there, the Secure 3s, the Secure 2s, the Progressas. We actually have a whole warehouse full of beds, but these are some of them here on display here in the showroom. And, you know, the thing I did with that other video, just real quick, is just said, hey, this is what normally you're going to get from your insurance provider. You can see there's a huge difference between something like that and, you know, a professional grade hospital bed. And you might not always need a hospital bed at this level. This is certainly the pinnacle of hospital care. But, you know, the Secure 3s, the VersaCares can come with foam or air. The Secure 3, we could put foam or air. You don't always need something this elaborate, but let's say it's a person in a wheelchair, somebody you want to transition. We just come right here, lift this up, boom, drop that down. We'll take this rail, do the same thing, bring that down, and now you can slide the person right off the bed into a wheelchair. So for patient transition, it makes it really easy to use. So this is a video on the Hillrom P1840 hospital bed, just a little bit of an overview. One last thing I'll just kind of finish up here with is that you have controls on the inside rail for the patient on both sides. So they do have control, and there are pendants that are made. The pendant will give you somewhat limited access. The pendant is going to be head up and down, foot up and down, but if you were in this position or in a chair position, you could still adjust it and still bring it back that way. You couldn't put it into a chair from laying flat, but you could still make yourself comfortable. So for more information on hospital beds, Hillrom beds, particularly this particular bed or the 1900, which is the sport bed in this version that's 36-inch, give us a call. Hospital Direct Medical, USA MedBed, San Diego, California, 858-263-4894. You can call me out here, and I handle the Cincinnati and the Virginia, and we basically ship like on the West Coast. They go up and down the coast. They deliver all of Southern California, Los Angeles. Out here, we ship a lot of beds up to New York, Connecticut. We ship a lot of beds down to Florida. We just actually shipped a bed out that was going back to the West Coast right now. So we ship beds literally all over the country. We actually ship beds all over the world. But for more information, give us a call out here in Virginia, 540-327-7376. You can go to our website, www.the1hospitalbeds.com for more information. And subscribe and share. We have videos on all different types of beds, the good, the bad. You know, I always pretty much tell people, here's what I like about the bed, here's what I don't like. So, you know, the one thing about these beds, I love them, they're phenomenal, but this bed is hydraulic, so you're going to have more chances to have service issues perhaps, whereas with the Progressive bed, which is the modern version of the sport bed, they made it 100% electric, so normally doesn't require as many service calls. But like I said earlier, we go in and replace things like stepper motors, we replace valves, we're going to check the blocks, and we're just going to go through the bed pretty thoroughly, because obviously nobody wants to have a problem with the hospital bed. And since we work on these and I've been doing this for 15 years, we know exactly what each bed, what it needs for a little bit extra tender loving care. So give us a call. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe and share, and we'll see you on the next video.